to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. One of the two men accused of plotting an attack on New York City synagogues is Jewish and the grandson of a Holocaust survivor. Matthew Marr, age 22, was ordered to be held on a $150,000 bail at his arraignment in Manhattan criminal court on charges of criminal possession of a weapon, though his lawyer asked that he be released on his own recognizance. His lawyer also stated that his client suffers from autism, bipolar disorder, anxiety, and ADHD. Quote, "My client is of Jewish heritage. He resides with his parents and his grandfather is actually a 93-year-old Holocaust survivor, and my client is a part-time caretaker." Marr and his friend Christopher Brown were busted Friday on the Long Island Railroad with Brown carrying a weapon and a Nazi armband. Cops seized a loaded weapon with an extended magazine and a bulletproof vest from Marr's Upper West Side apartment that he and his buddy allegedly planned to use in a synagogue attack. Heritage, but Marr had no criminal record and his parents had cooperated with cops. The accused has spent time in homeless shelters before moving in with his parents about a year ago. Quote, "Based on that, Judge, my client should not be implicated in anything involved towards hatred towards his own people and his own religion." Assistant District Attorney Emilio Hernandez stated that Marr and Brown traveled to Pennsylvania together and bought weapons with the intent to use them in the attacks on the synagogues in New York. The FBI and the NYPD had been on the trail of Marr and Brown. Quote, "A diagnosed schizophrenic who recently told family members that he wanted to go to New York and buy a weapon." Quote, "The parents of the defendant alerted police officers to the existence of a firearm within the backpack of the defendant inside the defendant's apartment. Prosecutors claim that the pair were aware that police were looking for them and decided to leave the firearm in the backpack in the apartment." Marr's parents were in the gallery for the arraignment. As the defendant's attorney spoke to her son, her husband wrapped his arms around her shoulder. Quote, "He's not what they're saying that he is." Marr is due back in court as of Wednesday. Brown, age 21, is charged with making terroristic threats, aggravated harassment, and criminal possession of a weapon. He was not arraigned Saturday. Color me surprised. Color me surprised. Now, this is the most interesting thing that I just want to bring up here, right? Now, I want to note how there was a huge outpouring of support for the Jewish community for the recent, month or so, right? And how a lot of people, celebrities, and others wanted to come out against Kanye West and Kyrie, right? And everybody had their opinions, everybody had their mouths open, everybody wanted to say something and all this other type of stuff, right? So this is my thing, right? Where is Shaq? Where is what was it? Who? Stephen A. Smith? And all of these other black men, Charles Barkley, where are all of these black men at when it comes to this attack that was about to take place, and it was happening by somebody who is Jewish? And not only that, not only is he Jewish, but but his grandfather is a Holocaust survivor, and he was going to team up with somebody else in order to cause harm to Jewish peoples, doing nothing but practicing their religion. And I'm just trying to figure out, why is it that I don't hear social media opening their mouths, gasping for air, trying to speak out against this, right? Now, I could, maybe if I put it into different terms, people understand. This will be deemed as anti-Semitic, correct? Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But this would be seen as anti-Semitic. But yet the lawyer is trying to state that because of his client suffering from all of these mental quote unquote illnesses all of a sudden and magically, that he should not be deemed as such towards his own people and or his religion. If this is not the most craziest thing I've ever heard and seen in my life, for the most part, that he even has a bail is ridiculous. Because let this have been somebody else of a whole nother religion, oh, they would have never seen a light of day. But because he's Jewish, because he's a part of a Jewish family, because he quote unquote has mental illnesses, and also because of the fact that his grandfather, who is still alive, is a Holocaust survivor, he has a bail. Wow. And then his lawyers talking about, you know what, just free that man, let him be on his own recognizance. My client is fine. What? What? Now, and the most interesting and amazing part about this is he was ready to cause harm. I need the ADL and all the other individuals out here who are sitting up here trying to get on Kyrie and Kanye. Where are all of y'all at? Y'all wanna talk about, all of these attacks that's happening towards Jewish people. What about this? This is clear cut one of those. Regardless of him being Jewish or not, this should be deemed as anti-Semitic. It should be deemed as a hate crime. It really should. But for whatever reason, people don't want to push it that far. I don't hear the Jewish community coming out and basically stating that, yeah, he's one of our own, but he needs to get prosecuted like the rest. Oh, they silent. They're real silent. That's crazy. That's crazy. But like I said before, let this have been a black man, it'd been a whole different story. But also on top of that, I need somebody to let me know again. When y'all talk about Kyrie and Kanye, what real harm did they do to the Jewish community compared to what he was about to do? Let's try to judge those things, right? Let's put them side by side. Who's causing the most harm? Who's actually going after Jewish people as a group, as a religion, at their place of worship, actually having a plan and working in tandem with another individual who is yet to be caught, which is highly suspicious. This is a whole nother individual who planned on doing this, but y'all know where he at? Y'all don't know where he be? Huh? Huh? What's happening? ADL, where y'all at? Shouldn't y'all be getting y'all super sleuths out there to get some tracks, feed somebody some Scooby snacks real quick and get into the mystery machine so y'all can solve this case? But y'all real silent though, but let it have been two black men though. Let it have been two black men that planned this whole thing out. And that we're going to try to do this. Let's see. Let's just take a gander. Let's theorize how it is that a lot of y'all would have had y'all mouths open and ready to talk, ready to say something. Y'all would have been like, "Oh, the reason that they're doing this is because of Kanye and Kyrie, because of everything, all the anti-Semitic language that they were putting out, all the dog whistles. This is putting up an uprising on the Jewish crimes against Jews." But yet here we are, where we have somebody who is of the Jewish community, whose grandfather is a Holocaust survivor. He was going to plan to attack Jewish synagogues with another individual who is yet to be caught. One individual is caught, the other one is not. And the main one that got caught has a bail that can be paid. Like I say, you can't make this up. This is crazy. This is crazy. So at any point in time, if y'all online and y'all hear somebody talking about, these attacks are starting to ramp up, make sure you bring this story up to the forefront to just calm people, right down. Just to calm them right down because that's what's needed. Like I said, for about a month plus, people wanted to throw around a whole terminology of anti-Semitic. But now magically, when you got this attack that was about to happen, nobody wants to be so friendly with the terminology anti-Semitic and try to label everything as it.